Okay, we're going to move on and we'll do this section in 2 days. We're not in any great rush to get it finished. So the multiplication law for independent events. So we were dealing with addition law last time. When we want something or something, we generally add them. When we want two things to happen, and we generally multiply them. Okay, when they're independent, of course. So the multiplication law is not any number of events when A and B, C, then A and B and C. So you want A and B and C to happen. It's A probability of A times probability of B times probability of C. I'm sure we've done this before. Okay, so just read the questions carefully. This isn't that difficult. I'm just going to go through the first two examples today, and we'll give you some questions today. Make sure we have no issues with them. Do another couple examples tomorrow and finish off in this section then. Okay, so the first one, first example was about dice. Very, very quickly go through them. So what's the probability of 2 6s? The two dice are totally independent of each other. One dice does not affect the other dice. Okay, so the probability of two 6s is, the first dice is 1 out of 6, second dice is 1 out of 6, and it's multiplied because we want both of them to happen, 6 and a 6, so it's 1 out of 36. So just be careful when reading. That's fairly straightforward. A 4 or more on each dice, so there's 4, 5 and 6, so it's 3 out of 6, or a half on the first dice. It's a half on the second dice. Multiply them. It's a chance of a quarter for getting 4, 5 or 6 on both dice. Okay, fairly simple. Second example, it says these two spinners, you can see they're not exactly the same. They're one's divided into 6 parts, the other's divided into 5. So just always be very careful with that. Probability that A shows red, we're only dealing with A, that's 1 out of 6. Probability of B shows red is 1 out of 5. Probability that they're both red, the first one is 1 out of 6, the second one is 1 out of 5, and we want both things to happen, so we multiply is equal to 1 out of 30. Probability of A red and B blue, so A red is 1 out of 6, B blue is 2 out of 5, and we want both things to happen, they're independent of each other, multiply 2 out of 30, or 1 out of 15. Probability both blue, 2 out of 6 in the first one, or 1/3, 2 out of 5 in the second one for blue, so that is 4 out of 30, or 2/15. Again, nice and simple. I'm sure most people will be able to do this anyway. I'm just going to go to the next couple of probability both white. In the first one, it's 3 out of 6, or 1/2. Second one, 2 out of 5, and that is equal to 2 out of 10, or 1/5. And then the last one, neither white. Okay, neither white. Now just be careful with this one. So neither white, how many, we don't want, again, it's a half on this one because we want red or blue, or you could say 3 out of 6. The second one, we have 3 out of 5, so that is 3 out of 10. Okay, just be careful. Both white is 1 out of 5, neither white isn't 4/5. Okay, it just means that one of them isn't white. So be careful, some people might write 4/5. Just go through the whole process again, 1/2 by 3/5. But there's no problems with that, hopefully. I'll just get to try a few questions. But if there is anything you don't understand, please do ask, even though this is fairly simple. So what it's saying is, if you want something or something to happen, we generally add them if they're independent. And if we want two things that we want to happen, so red and red, or red and blue, two specific things, we multiply. And that's generally the rules, okay, for when they're independent.